September 2021 marked the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks that struck New York, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. In commemoration of that day, Jefferson City hosted its 20th annual National Patriots Day event.
We never want to forget. We never want to forget.
Missouri Patriots Day Committee Chair Steve Searlock and other members spent an entire year planning for this event.
Saturday morning, we're going to have a 5K run walk. It's called the Stephen Stiller's 5K run walk. Stephen Stiller was a New York City fireman, and when the plane hit the towers, he ran to his fire station, picked up his gear, and then ran to the towers. He was killed in the towers. So his brother Frank started the Stephen Stiller's Foundation to raise money to help out first responders. That's happening at 8:30, and then at 10:30 there's going to be a rededication of the Veterans Memorial at the Jefferson City Police Department. And then at noon, there's going to be a parade through the downtown area. At 1 o'clock, the Missouri State Fire Marshal's Office will be having a stair climb inside the Jefferson Building, which is simulating the New York City firefighters climbing the towers.
According to the Stephen Stiller's 5K event chair, many participants add an extra challenge to the run walk.
There are a lot of firefighters registered, and one of the things that really stands out for these 5Ks is many of them run in their gear. The fireproof jacket and pants, it's their helmet, it's their air pack. You know, some of them run with their hose, carrying a hose also. I guess it just means, you know, it's a chance for us to show our patriotism, show our thanks, and verbally give thanks to our first responders. Kind of set them above all of the rest of us that are just here leading our everyday lives. You know, it's just something I want to make sure that nobody forgets what happened 20 years ago, because it was a day that changed the world, and I think a lot of us are forgetting that now.
Joe Turillo was a New York City firefighter who survived the 9/11 attacks. During the terrorist attacks, he was buried in 2 separate incidents, his family not knowing where he was for 3 days. For the 20th anniversary of the attacks, Turillo came to Jefferson City to share his story.
Because when the South Tower came down, I was buried alive. A piece of steel split the back of my head open, I had a fractured skull, my ribs were broken, my left arm was snapped in half, my neck and spine was crushed, I was bleeding internally, and I was suffocating. They found me about 25 minutes later. They found about 4 of us. They dug me out and they put me on the deck of a boat across the street from the World Trade Center, the Hudson River. Then the North Tower fell on top of the boat. I got buried a second time in the engine room for about another hour. Then I woke up, I was in an operating room. I didn't know where I was. The boat went across the river. I was in a hospital in New Jersey, but for 3 days, nobody knew where I was. I'm very grateful for the people of Jefferson City, Missouri, that they would care so much to keep the memory alive of all the people back in New York, people they don't even know, but they're putting all these events on to keep the memory alive. And so I feel an obligation to come out here and personalize it as a survivor, as a New York City firefighter, as a New Yorker, and as a victim. It's my job to come out here and to add some emotion and sentiment, because I'm a New Yorker. It means so much to them, and for me, it means so much for me to be here.
Even after 20 years, the events of 9/11 are still an emotional topic for many.
It's sad that we have to, but it's very special that we come together as a city, that this means so much. We can pay our respects and remember and keep their memory alive and all those things, and that's what Jefferson City and Mid-Missouri has done. So I'm thankful to the volunteers that really saw this through, and we're very lucky to have this here. So I hope people realize and take the opportunity to pay respects and teach others and remember what this is all about, what this means.
The event included the Firefighters Association of Missouri selling food throughout the day, with all proceeds benefiting the Firefighters Memorial and Museum in Kingdom City. Reporting for Nickel Student News, I'm Morgan Day.